Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, who are teaching this truth in sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there in four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Brakat the Yahweh, Brakat the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Brakat them. So here we are, another week, and I know a lot of people just celebrated that foully, that Mother's Day, ISIS celebration, because that's what it is. You know, you're supposed to honor your mother and father every single day. You know, you bring them honor, you respect them, you respect them as your, you know, elders, as those over you, you know, in essence. But, you know, in this society, they have that Queen of Heaven worship, you know. So, you know, we know as Israelites, we're not to partake in that, but a lot of them, man, you know, happy woman, happy life, you know. Just kind of paraphrasing here, you know, because if you hadn't caught the other brothers going out and teaching, man, you know, that's just it, though, is, you know, you don't need these certain days to honor your mother and father, you know. And, again, the best way to bring them honor is to take everything that they've taught you, the good things that they have taught you, and to repay that, you know. Yeah, you know, and you acknowledge that to them, you know. You do give them honor by saying, yeah, man, you taught me right, you know, I'm glad you taught me that, you know, and so on. But that's not what this society teaches you, you know. They tell you to go spend money you ain't got, you know, and they purposely up the price. So you can spend $30 to $50, though if you work for Shotco here in town, you know that place just closes doors forever, so you're looking for another job. But you're still going to end up going and celebrating that, even though you ain't got the money to do so, because you're still looking for work. So you're going to take out of the little savings that you have, or you're going to try to make a partial payment on your electricity or on something else just to do it, you know. And that's just the way it is. And you can't bargain with that, because, you know, eventually you're just going to fall behind anyways. Because and yeah, the only places you can really go to now is them apps, you know, like if you want to work for Uber or you want to work for the Grubhub, you know, because almost everything is app based now. You know, that pretty soon, you know, you ain't going to be able to find it in stores. You know, they along with Shopko, of course, Payless Shoes, you know, is gone. So it's getting to the point that if you want another pair of shoes, say that Walmart or Target doesn't have it, now you stuck going and ordering it online. Well, what if the shoe still doesn't fit at the end? That means you had to wait for it for a few days, and now you're going to have to return it for another week and pay personal money out of your pocket to ship it, you know. Sometimes they put the return shipping there, but nonetheless, though, 2 or 3 weeks and you finally get the right fit in most cases. You see that this society is falling, and they're purposing it to fall, you know. And the mirth of this place is no more, you know. But how was this place founded upon? Coveting, you know. They saw that, you know, it started with Puerto Rico, and particularly, you know, they saw that they had gold. You know, once they heard about the gold, they seen that, you know, people were living pretty well over there. You know, Christopher Colon and his terrorists pretty much enslaved them, and then stole the gold from them, and then told the rest of them, you know, where this land was, and then they came over here and they destroyed us, you know, and they had also enslaved us and brought us over there too. A lot of, you see, that's what they also don't like to go into, is that a lot of the tribe of Gad and Reuben were also kidnapped and brought over there, exported back to Europe, and so on, you know. So pretty much, man, this devil has come to steal, kill, and destroy. So this place has been founded upon bloody murder. And what's happening now? You know, pretty much people are taking it back, man. You know, they've already been kicking out the Edomites in South Africa, you know. So the people are starting to revolt and to want they want their lives back, you know. And you know, and of course the U.S. is meddling in Venezuela, the whore, Babylon the Great. But nonetheless, though, what's happening though as a whole, you know, most people ain't on board with what the government's doing. In fact, you know, when those do pass me by, and I'm speaking against the government, they are pretty much with what I'm saying. You saw it. You know, if you've been watching my videos for a while, man, you've seen it, you know, because the fact is that most people don't support this government. Only the 1% would really want to support this government. So I'm going to read out of the book of Nahum, chapter 3, starting in verse 1. Woe to that bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. You know, and that's talking about those who enslaved us, the Edomites. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and of the pruning hooks and of the ramping chariots, you know, and that's how we were taken down, you know. They had their cannons, they had all this new modern warfare, and they took us down. And they also brought us here on slave ships. Because of the multitude of whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, which is talking about America, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, you know, because pretty much all these other societies have adapted it, you know, have adapted to this idea where the woman is over a man and the man is not really well looked upon, you know. Most people got that attitude, especially the woman is like, man, you know, that loud, proud spirit, you know. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Most High of Hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. And what's happening? America's skirt has been lifted up. You know, people see what it's doing and why it's over there in the Middle East, why they're over there in Venezuela, why they're over there in the China Seas, and why they're trying to make a war with Persia. And I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And what's happening, though, is that all these other countries that used to support America ain't on board with America trying to invade Iran. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock, you know. And when it comes to corruption and all that, guess where they're finally pointing to? America, Babylon the Great, as the cause of all of it, because it's the mother of harlots. It's also known as daughter Babylon too, you know, also known as backsliding daughter. And it shall come to pass that they that look upon thee flee from thee, and say, Nineveh, which is modern day America, is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforts for thee? And thou better than Populus? No, that was situate among the rivers that had the water round about it, whose rampart was the sea and her wall from the sea, you know. And modern day Nineveh, we're right here in Babylon the Great, you know. And pretty much, though, what's happened is everybody's taking a proverb. Jump down to verse 11. Thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid, and thou also shalt seek strength because of the enemy, you know. But most of all, though, what's happening, though, is this society is crumbling down, you know, because they coveted that. Now, pretty much what's happening, though, is that these same people that covet this place, man, they see that you got it, they're going to steal it from you. You know, your houses are going to be broken into, your wives are going to be ravished. You know, I hear stories all the time around here about how people just claim that property is theirs, even though they don't live there, you know, just because of what Car Fire did. And I got news for y'all. You thought Car Fire was bad. A greater fire is coming here than Car Fire. Car Fire, Delta Fire, and Hearst Fire was just the beginning of things. No, man, these elites, they have a bigger plan, and it's the plan of the Most High. He has a grievance against this place. You know, look at how you treat your homeless. Look at how you treat your people. You know, you think that the Most High is just not going to do anything? No, man. He's the one that's bringing this judgment upon you, you know? And most of all, though, you know, your house is going to be perpetual waste, you know? Pretty soon, all this area is going to look like Keswick does, you know? I know that, you know, how Keswick looked after that fire. And you can still see, though, that, yes, the grass will grow back, but all them buildings, that's all demolished, you know? And eventually, all of America is going to look that way. So a greater fire than the Hearst Fire, Delta Fire, and Car Fire is coming. And your elites, your government, they have FEMA centers. It was first tested back in World War II. Yeah, this is FEMA Region 9. So they have plans. And most of all, though, you know, it wasn't even 2 or 3 months after Kmart had closed that Kmart became that rehabilitation center, that so-called local assistance center became FEMA. You know, it was originally Shasta High, or Enterprise was part of them shelters, and then eventually it became a FEMA relocation center, you know, to get you into a FEMA camp, you know, those that signed up for it that were dumb enough to. Because let's face it, though, you know, the Pied Piper, which is the Witchcraft Media TV, plays a tune, and then everybody follows it. Oh yeah, it was a blown tire that caused that, you know. And like sheep, you follow, you know, follow the yellow brick road, so to speak, you know, follow the yellow brick road, you know. But there ain't no walls around here. You know, this is the place of unwalled villages. Though Donald Trump talks about building a wall, and that is to keep the people that this place actually belongs to, you know, which would be the 12 tribes of Israel, to keep them out, so that way his society can be propped up. His declaration is to make America great again, which is to enslave you. And how is he going to enslave you this time? Nah, man, he's going to put a chip in you, a microchip, so he can track your every move. And if you don't get that microchip, oh, he already had an alternative plan for it. Besides just killing you, he's tracking you through your pet. Because let's face it, if you're to get an adopted pet, unless you find other ways of getting one, man, they have tracking chips in them, man. They don't even tell you that they're in there, you know. But you know, you adopt a pet, man, they're tracking you through your pets, they're tracking you through your phones, they're tracking you through your TVs, you know. They're just getting you geared up and ready to accept that mark, especially with the famines that are caused, you know, especially there in the Midwest, you know, right there in the center of everything, all those crops destroyed. That was purposed by the Most High, because he has a grievance against this place, because this is that bloody city. That's nothing but covetousness, nothing but idolatry. And all these idols are being torn down, you know. It has nothing to stand on anymore. So the best thing you can do is come out here and prophesy if you are part of that elect, or at least get this word while it's still here, because we haven't much more time. You know the elect are being sealed, and you know that there's now order, especially among Great Millstone now. We're not even allowing new members to come into the camps, you know. So what does that mean? That means that, well, the house of David is pretty much built. That ark is built, and if you're an elect, you're part of the 1/3, you know, then it's pretty much a done deal. You just got to make sure that your post doesn't blow away, that you have stability, and by staying grounded. So you stay grounded in this, you know. And for all that, I want to say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakash, Barak Thumb. Death to America, death to you 2/3. Things are happening at a much quicker space because that ark is sealed. It's about to leave very soon. Shalom.